Hi everyone, my name is Gina Diaz and I will be presenting my advocacy action plan on housing and homelessness in New York. According to the Children's Defense Fund State of America's Children Fact Sheet in New York, I noticed some startling statistics regarding homelessness. The first fact is that 153,209 unhoused children were enrolled in public schools during 2017 to 2018. The second fact is that 2.8 full-time jobs at minimum wage were needed for a family to afford a two-bedroom rental unit at fair market rent in fiscal year 2020. The stress of being homeless while in school is especially detrimental to a child's social and emotional development. The reason I would advocate for this issue is that there is a high percentage of homelessness, and especially for a child, they need to learn, and they can't do that if they are failing emotionally and socially. All children deserve a safe place to call their home that they get to go to at the end of every day. Children who are homeless are likely to not get enough sleep, therefore cannot focus during school, which means they are not effectively learning and engaging. Out of the 5 Strengthening Families Protective Factors framework, I would like to focus on number 5, children's social and emotional competence. Unfortunately, children are honest and can be mean. If there is a homeless child who, for example, has bad hygiene because they don't have the luxury of showering or cleaning up, they are more likely to be bullied, which affects them both socially and emotionally. This makes it difficult for them to focus on learning in school. Many factors of homelessness affect a child's learning in school, such as transportation, lack of school supplies, hunger, or fatigue, to name a few. If we could advocate for more programs through our schools to help these children and their families, we would see more children succeed and be happy in school. The Center for the Study of Social Policy is a great program that helps strengthen families by using 5 key protective factors. The 5 factors are parental resilience, social connections, knowledge of parenting and child development, concrete support in times of need, and social emotional competence of children. Parental resilience guides parents with any support they need to deal with trauma or challenges by reducing stress and promoting healthy functioning. The social connection factors helps families build positive relationships by socially, spiritually, and influentially supporting them. Knowledge of parenting and child development is important because it gives families an understanding of child development so that parents can help their children grow physically, cognitively, vocally, socially, and emotionally. Concrete support in times of need is very resourceful because it offers support and services to families who may be in distress. Lastly, children's social and emotional competence helps families and children strengthen their communication with each other, which fosters healthy relationships and helps them control their emotions. Supporting families and offering them the resources that are available to them, especially if they are suffering from homelessness and hunger, is the best way to advocate for them. We want to see all children and families happy, healthy, and living their lives to the fullest. Bronfenbrenner's bioecological theory supports my advocacy issue of homelessness and housing. The 4 systems that are interconnected to his theory are the microsystem, the mesosystem, the exosystem, and the macrosystem. The microsystem is the relationship that children have with immediate people in their lives, such as the parents, siblings, and teachers. The mesosystem is the relationship between the parents and teachers. If a family is dealing with homelessness, they are likely to be switching schools often, and parents are more likely to not be involved in their child's education. This will hurt the child's education as the parents will not be advocating due to embarrassment of their situation or fear of their child being treated differently. The exosystem is the social factor of a child's life, such as the parent's stress of not being able to provide a proper life for their child or lack of money, which may show in the form of anger from the parent that they are likely to project on their children. This creates a very negative mindset for the child, leaving them unable to focus due to sadness and lack of positive attention. The macro system directly affects a child who is going through homelessness and poverty because it focuses on a child's cultural and socioeconomic status, such as financial standing and ethnicity. Children who are affected by homelessness and poverty are likely to develop more negatively than a child who grows up wealthy and lives in a stable home. As per the NAEYC Code of Ethical Conduct, there are many principles and ideals that create guidelines for professional conduct and moral problems that may occur while working with young children. There are 2 ideals that support my advocacy issue. The first is Ideal 1.10, to ensure that each child's culture, language, ethnicity, and family structure is recognized and valued in the program. This ideal is fitting for my action plan because, as teachers, our job is naturally stressful. We are focusing on 15 plus children individually and as a group. Each child comes from a completely different lifestyle, and no 2 children are the same. It is our job to show each child that they matter and help them to strive to do their best. No matter the child's home life, school should always be their safe haven. Whenever a child enters our class, it is our job to learn about each child and do our best to make them feel welcomed, understood, and cared for. Children who do not have a positive home life should be able to come to school and escape reality for 6 hours a day. It can be very difficult for children to be able to focus and effectively participate in class with the stressful factors of their home life, which is why it is so important for educators to learn everything about their students so they can effectively advocate for them in the classroom. The second is Ideal 2.3, to welcome all family members and encourage them to participate in the program, including involvement in shared decision-making. Families dealing with homelessness may often feel embarrassed by this situation or may feel they are being judged in return, so they seclude themselves from participating in their child's academic life. We should encourage and show families that participating has positive effects on their child's academic standing and creates a healthy bond between the child and the parent. We can also show the families that there is a community support out there for anyone who in their situation, and they may be able to get more help and get back up on their feet. According to the NAEYC Building Family and Community Relationships Standard, the two key elements, knowing about and understanding diverse family and cultural community characteristics, and supporting and engaging families and communities through respectful reciprocal relationships, supports my action plan on housing and homelessness. As educators, we understand that people come from many different types of families and cultures. We consider everything a family is going through and use that to build strong bonds and improve how we provide for the children. If we know that a child is suffering from homelessness, we will do our best to provide outside resources for the family and extra support for the student while in school. If the child is unable to focus and retain information, there is extra support available in school for students who need it. Homeschool connections are a great way to learn more about a child's family and involve the family in their education. Parents are children's first teachers, so involving the families and communities in a child's education is important. There can be community events hosted by the school, and the parents and children are involved in it, and there is an opportunity to strengthen families and create healthy bonds. People dealing with homelessness are very likely to be distant and distracted. Community events are a great way to bring families together and give them a chance to create a healthy bond with each other and their child's school. To address my action plan for housing and homelessness, I have researched 2 evidence-based programs that support my issue. In Beyond the Bake Sale, they discussed a lot about home visits to gain the parents' trust and involve the parents more. Most schools have family advocates or parent support workers who will make home visits. This is helpful for a family who is dealing with homelessness because the school can offer more support and advocacy for the family. These supports are highly effective because they will promote positive learning and strong relationships inside and outside of school, creating a well-rounded education. The Help Me Grow model would also be beneficial to a family going through difficulties such as being homeless, because it overall helps the whole family, not just the children. There are many resources available to families that link them to the many community outreach programs that can support them anywhere from housing, education, and healthcare. Our job as educators is to prepare our students for life, and having these resources available to them not only in our school but out of school as well sets them up for even further success. My action plan consists of my student's guardian, the program director, the lead teachers, the superintendent, and other supportive family members. The first thing we need to do is ensure that the family is on board for receiving service, the support through the community and the school. Our goal is to support the child's education while giving the family the proper resources to receive the help they need and be more supportive of their children. The school will strive to include more parent involvement, two-way communication, parent-teacher developments, and repeated discussions. We will discuss what the parents' goals are for their child. Parents are their children's first teachers is an expression that's often overseen. Unfortunately, in situations where children are homeless, they may not even be able to register in school because they do not have a permanent address and likely do not have any immunization records, which are also required to enter school. A lot of shelters have stay limits, which inhibit children from staying in the same school all year, which leads to a disruption in their education. While a child is in our program, it is our job to provide the necessary resources for them to be successful, which starts with supporting the family. We can support the family by including them in their child's education and helping them determine their role and how supportive they will be. Next, we can educate the parents with the proper knowledge they need to help their children succeed and make a positive difference in their education. Most parents do not understand what is expected of them, so helping them determine a clear role in their child's education helps form a healthy bond between the child and the family and an effective way for parents to be involved. Lastly, parents need to feel that they are welcome and be supported and involved, and by doing this, we can give them advice on what they could do at home to support their child, and the school staff will support the parents. We will provide workshops and give the families the materials they need to develop the proper skills to be effective for their children. We will help families build the confidence they need through open communication, family building games, parent involvement, learning videos, and giving them the opportunity to tell the teacher about their child. Thank you.